Oh? I shall deal with this one.
It does nothing. Strange.
What are you made of, mate? What are you made of? Holy. I do sometimes do phenomenal damage and then it's like I'll literally tickle them. A bulbous pouch of glistening silk hangs from a thick cable or webbing that ascends along the collection into the darkness above.
Some kind of Vithrak dumbwaiter. Perhaps we can make use of it.
You intend to put us in this sack, don't you?
As the sack sways gently to either side, you notice a small spherical object set within it. At first you mistake it for a solid black gem, but then it shifts, and you find 8 eyes peering up at you from a fist-sized spider.
Captain, I believe this creature bound by the Vithraks. It appears to desire instruction.
Up or down? I don't know whether to go up or down, so I guess we're going down. I don't know whether to go up or down. Up or down? I'm going to go down. A good idea? No idea. It definitely feels like the Vithrak are dealing with this again. Definitely alive. We are the quiet child. Note on the child. As the chief librarian instructed, we have redacted the child's home village from every available map. The work is taxing on more covert agents, but it is a public service as we cannot let slip. Some graves should be forgotten. When we arrived, it was a ghost town in the truest sense of the word. Men and women conjured from the memory and imagination walked the streets, going about their daily duties, ignorant of their own spectral nature, stepping through their own rotted corpses. All was silent save the music. We followed to the town hall where we found a child playing. The blood on her skin spattered across her instrument. She said, sang, really, that she could not control herself and begged us to help her stop. We promised. It was in poor taste to betray her trust, but at least her talents were confined to the collection, confirmed and in time harnessed. The Oracle demands another clutch of Langriffin eggs for study. I have started to appreciate why. Even the most average Langriff is highly adaptable in the embryotic state. Porous shells allow their bodies to accumulate to the environment in which they would eventually hatch. Oracle fashions such creative environments. In interest in cave biology are narrow by comparison. Our minds are more malleable than our bodies, the clay which stretch only so far before it breaks. Good thing for us. Our unusual steward has a plan. No, it's an interesting area of study. I wager that plan involves 4 arms, sharp teeth, 2 eyeballs. The device resembles some of the Griffin machines you've encountered in the past. Those have largely overtaken by flesh and bone. Tendons and muscle fuse into the ancient mechanism at its core.
A construct regulator. Arkmir tried to build one himself, but neither of us wanted to cut its nails or trim its fur.
That sounds pleasant. Fasten your skills down at the patch of skin stretch across the control panel.
Yet another vile horror in this prolonged succession of nightmares.
Cross just shakes her head slowly. Yes, well, this is simply awful. I can't blow up properly. The device gurgles quietly. After a prolonged silence, a wet blast of air escapes through the eyes of a mounted skull. You can only speculate that the machine is in working order. The device may have been a decent example on Griffin craft, but the years have not been kind. It seems connected to the local flesh constructs in more ways than one. Skin and bone have spread across all of the major panels, rendering many of its old controls useless. They're nothing.
I seem to recall these controllers gather bits and pieces of leftover scrap from the work of knitting flesh and bone. Over time, they develop tumors, limbs, and even organs. Getting them to cooperate is not so simple as flipping a switch. Better to imagine milking a giant cow or petting a cat.
Lovely. Gently reach into the machine. You carefully sink your hand into the machine's soft flesh. A canal of gore extends deeper than you guessed. But in no time, your shoulder deep in a panel of drooping skin and exposed muscle. Flesh, gears, and wet, moving parts shudder under your touch. Your hands brush something that twitches violently, but you manage to calm it with your compassionate depth. Reaching deeper, you find a warm, fluid-filled sack and give it a gentle squeeze. A shiver of delight passes through the working of the machine. You feel its tension swivel over to you. Softly. You hear patrols come to an immediate halt as several large shapes throughout the area stand at their best approximate of attention.
I can scarcely believe it.
Ha ha! I doubt I can get that in time. But why is she here? Why did she get sent here? That's the one thing.
Can you make the stars right again?
Hopefully I can. Here. Checks the book with a skeptical frown, but her eyes look on the pages as soon as she finds the diagrams of the sky charted in a way that emphasizes order and harmony.
Would you look at that?
She lays her hand flat on the page and closes her eyes, sighing.
Everything slowed down and all the noise in my head went quiet. Thank you.
Opens her eyes and looks to you with slowly forming smile.
And thank you, friend. I have not forgotten your kindness after the circle was so cruel to me.
She takes Fatima by the hand. Fatima pronounced a gesture and tight-lipped protest.
I gave you a cup of tea. That is no excuse to paw at me like a grateful kitten.
I must find my way to the surface or the closest thing to it. Once I am safe, we can speak more again, huh? Sientere, but I will answer them another time. I'm eager. I will see you soon, my friend.
Tips your hand and pumps it once before stepping away, smiling all the while. Okay. Have to help. So it seems like I can't help everybody else. I have to go out to come back in.
What are you eating?
Nothing.
You've the look of a little boy eating cookies before dinner.
All right, you got me. I found a trail of candied nuts leading down to the collections, and I didn't feel like sharing.
Did you Need something?
Wince at you and fidget, seemingly undecided where she should put her focus.
Madiko, has she lost her mind again already?
When I helped you.
Of course. You're the one who gave me back the stars. Sientere, I'm just not myself outside of the observatory. You don't need to worry about me. Even if I might not always know your face, there's a place in my memory where the idea of you resides. If that makes sense. These two were bringing me up to speed on your unfortunate recent history. I'm sorry that the Circle didn't get involved sooner.
She fancies it both of them.
Just because we don't announce our actions from the roof of Kahanga Palace doesn't mean we do nothing.
Well, no one invited me to get involved in the Aothis problem. I just showed up and assumed we all had the same idea.
Yeah.
Before I forget, again, here, some things I picked up on my way back from the collections. It's not much, but it's all I could scrounge together.
You can't have enough potions. No, that's certainly true.
I never touch this stuff. They give me bad dreams. I lost more than my senses in this place. The collections takes everything from people. Everything that matters. You've covered a lot of ground, so it can't hurt to ask. Have you seen my grimoire?
Bites her lower lip and glances around.
I lost my grimoire once. Arkemir poured honey on the pages and left it on the roof for Gallus to pick over. I think he was punishing me for smacking around his favorite imp.
When I got here, someone without a face ripped him out of my clutches. I've been worried sick ever since.
Rumor is a him.
My little book friend. We've been through a lot together, and we both have the creases to show for it. His spine is a little bent, and my index a few pages short. But together we make one half-decent wizard, huh?
Taps her head and smiles lopsidedly.
Wizards and their eccentricities. Something about Arcana must drive all Keith to madness.
Maybe.
Do you think she's given her grimoire a name as well?
Okay, I'll see its return.
Agrasima. I know that finding one specific book in this disorganized library is a tall order.
Bows her head.
In this place, books tend to flow through the archives. I would go there myself, but I cannot fight the faceless ones holding any grimoire but my own.
One of these days you must learn. A wizard must be adaptable. Ak?
She stands a little straighter and tilts her chin. What inspired you to research the stars?
The stars shine down on us always, but we hardly know them at all. Until we can look them in the face, they are a mystery to rival the gods. The stars remind me of my smallness in the wider world. Our wars and our bloodshed, everything which causes us to raise a blade in anger, seem insignificant when you hold them up to starlight. For me, magic is the same, humbling. We organize that power into runes and books, but even then we are only seeing the light that magic casts, not the thing itself. I suppose I'm inspired by the unbearable size and mystery of it all. It gives me hope in sad times.
I get a similar feeling after my morning tea, but you will not hear me waxing poetic about it.
Did you manage to set up your observatory?
That island lies in some disputed waters. One day, Raut, I launched a colony ship to fortify the beaches, and the Valians responded in kind with a naval blockade. Onekaza held an open court to negotiate territory rights. I was the only petitioner who did not represent one of her enemies, and she thought it would be very funny if the trading companies left empty-handed. She even helped me finance the observatory and donated 10 crates full of books. We have been good friends ever since. Onekaza visits whenever she can make the time. She loves to stargaze.
You want Bob?
A bit faint.
preposterous.
This place looks wonderful. I would murder my own mother for a single glass of sake. Is she not already a century in the grave? A deer's horn.
Wait. I recognize this. How familiar...
The old figure spins on you.
Maura?
Hand shifts slightly.
No. Another outsider.
Outtro?
Seems the Oracle needs to tighten her guard.
This one holds himself with a measure of authority. I don't like it.
Be on your guard. This man is a wizard.
But no, merely a wizard.
Name yourself then. Out with it now.
Hey, I'm Tom, Watcher of Cad Noir.
Do you think me a fool? Mayorwald is the Watcher of Cad Noir. For whatever good that ruined hovel has done him.
Hey, he died years ago. I claimed his keep.
Years? Years then?
Centuries, actually. He gingerly runs a glove finger along his mask.
Maura spoke true after all.
Shaking his head, he shrugs.
It'll matter. Allow me an idle moment's curiosity. Have you heard of the Archmage Fion Ledge?
Leave it alone. Sails a prolonged sigh.
Then the effect is not localized. Neither limited to mine own mind, nor to Maura's. Unless, perhaps, could the Hand Occult have developed some manner of contagion?
I knew someone once who'd been forgotten by the world.
Such a thing is certainly possible. We may have even read of this one in the past, only to have our memory of it suppressed.
Attention snaps back to you. Expression concealed behind the mask.
Ah, it seems the Hoarder stirs. Pleasant dreams, outsider.
If you didn't have a choice then, the hideous creature towers before you, its limbs, little more than intertwined strips of muscular tendrils, wriggle and pulse as a dozen faces shifting across its fresh gape and yawp. Bellows the monstrosity with one of its numerous mouths. Hey, baby!
Casita, we have had this abomination before.
Covers one ear and winces.
It is the voice of the collections, the very mouth of madness.
You must be here to save us!
I don't know. Your vision blurs slightly, but with a shake of your head you throw off the weight of the creature's words.
You see, without dreaming.
Third voice says, little more than a whisper. I need to help.
Release us! See without seeing. Seeing. Silence or be silenced! We see back. See you. See beneath you.
The horrors of Engwith truly know no bounds.
Yeah, say that again.
I expected to find the jailer of this sorry institute, but it seems we've only found another prisoner.
These poor souls. Killing them would be a mercy.
I sense neither a single consciousness, nor a multitude. More like a fog of midges.
You have to help! We're trapped in here! You have seen what cannot be unseen.
What do you want?
Please, please, just give us back up.
There is no salvation. Only plaintive cries attend this charnel pits.
Dream forever, sleeper.
Hey.
Jake. Radico. I need to try something else.
I'm here.
That was mental, by the way.
Sure.
Holy moly.
Okay.
Yeah, there must be a way that I'm not understanding that right.
The entity collapses in a pile of wrinkled flesh and gaping maws, expiring with an expulsion of fetid breath from deep within. Essence flows around you, and a voice echoes at the edge of hearing.
Truly. That's the Titan's key. But it's preposterous.
Within the flow of souls, you find the gem-like sparkle of something precious. Something core to the creature. Or to something consumed by the creature. It slips into you. With sudden clarity, you see a vast orifice blooming open. Blood-slick tendrils unfurling from its depths. Stairs rise from within Wow's titanic body, called by a specific memory pulsing within. Sacrificed to. A machine set among shelves of innumerable books. The vision fades, leaving you shaken. It was a key, you think, that now resides within your psyche. If you found this device, this Trefine, you believe you could activate it. But you know not what memory will open the way into the depths. That was claimed by ThomFnG.
Yeah, that's the way I would say it.
Your voice echoes in the darkness.
Because nobody's there.
The screams have ended, but the ringing in my ear remains.
What foul magic creates a creature like that?
Yeah.
Another abominable tool of the gods destroyed. This was well done, Watcher.
How about that? That was a tough fight, that. But it came in handy. And at a nexus, the original point of the many speaking tubes which snake their way through the collections. Shape evokes that of a musical instrument. A foul-smelling wind periodically gusts out of the instrument's many apparatures. As you draw close, a rattling sound works its way down to stop the off tubes, like the clearing of an old and rusty throat. Something in the body of this nexus amplifies the speaker's voice and carries it to every corner of the collections. Down into the mouth. The lip is caked with many years of accumulated spittle from a petulant screaming, dirty mouth. Keep reaching until you elbow deep.
Better you than me.
It leans over and serves your progress. Plunge your hand in the puddle. As you search around in the thick accumulation of goop, the liquid gathers around your hand with a gentle but insistent tug. The liquid clutches you by the wrist and forces an object onto your palm. Something about the eagerness of the gesture makes your skin crawl. Okay, so we want to kill everybody. You recite the words of the spell, hardly recognising the voice that echoes down the length of the tube network as your own. After an extended pause, you hear a chorus of agonised screams fill the halls of the collections. It cuts off swiftly and silence resigns anew.